Nation, really appreciate you all. Thank you all for tuning in to this thing. As we want to talk a little bit about the Dallas Cowboys and beyond, but here's Stephen Jones talking his noise again. And to me, for the life of me, I just wish the Jones was just hush. It's too early in the game to give away draft tips, free agent tips, and let everybody know what you're trying to do. There's a thing that called hiding and going behind the scenes and making things happen in those factors. But when you announce to the world your strategy, come on now. The Joneses got to do better than that. They do. They got to do better than that. They just can't say, okay, we're focusing on defense. Now, it could be a little bit much to do about nothing. It could be a strategy, but trust me, when you are ranked the way you were ranked as it relates to turnovers and takeaways last year, you might want to just not tell everybody what your angles are, you say. There's something to do about little discretions and being discreet about things. But I guess Stephen Jones is following in suit of what his daddy been doing. He just do all that talking, man. Look, everybody have reasons, but results are what matter. And on top of that, measure a man by his words, not measure a man by his actions, not by his words. When you measure the words and you look at what they're saying and what they're trying to do, come on now. Who replacing Byron Jones? I don't know. Would you trade for Denzel Ward? Nah, I wouldn't trade because they're going to want a lot of draft capital for Denzel Ward. Unless Denzel Ward refusing to play and he willing to sit out a year or something like that. But I will say this, Cowboy Nation, looking at this draft, we have to figure out a philosophy as it relates to Byron Jones if we do decide to part ways and not pay him the $16 million. We will have to part ways with that. We will have to look at this total picture and say, okay, we need a cornerback on that side. And don't cry when we don't have a guy that can take away the tight end. I love Byron Jones as it relates to playing him inside against the tight end. Like I said before, he don't have the quick or the smoothest, oily hips going in and out of his breaks or what have you, or redirecting. But he can redirect now. He can play the boundary side. He can do that. It's just that when Byron Jones is pretty much out in space and not close to the receiver, they have their way with him, unfortunately. But looking at this team, if we can find a playmaker, that would be great. Steven has screwed this up. This is from Jeff. Yes, what if we get Stafford Law? This is a cool breeze. Shout out to Young Wilson. It starts with signing Dak and Cooper and then Jones. I feel what you're saying, my brother from another mother, for the donation to help grow the nation. Donations, as my brother Big Game James would say. Donation, huh? But here's the thing, Cowboy Nation. Let me answer that Matthew Stafford situation. Matthew Stafford collective resume for the 11 years that he's been playing is 69 and 79. Now, one can argue and say, well, he's in Detroit land. He can't win there. You know, Detroit, you just don't find places to win up there in Detroit. I don't want to hear people saying that he never had the weapons, though. Matthew Stafford had a plethora of weapons, had decent running backs or what have you, had at times good defense. I love Matthew Stafford. I love his arm. I just don't think that Matthew Stafford have the skill set as it relates to the intangibles. I don't think that Matthew Stafford have that game clock that turn on and say, I'm going to win this game. I just don't see it. If it's been 11 years and I haven't seen it since then, don't talk to me about Matthew Stafford. Yes, he got a rocket for an arm. So do Joe Flacco. So do Eli. Got a rocket for an arm. It's just that I don't see the need of going out and grabbing a Matthew Stafford. I do know it'll look pretty. I do know we will look back and say, man, this brother can throw a ball 50 yards without effort. I just don't like the ideology for 11 years. 11. Not 5, not 6, 11 years, 69 and 79. But It is what it is. And playing in a smaller market too? Come on, man. Come on, Matthew. Nah. When you turn on these big old lights in Big D and you got to handle that camera being in your face 365, you can't even pluck your nose. For doggone, you can't even dig in your own crouch. You can't do none of that stuff. And the media will forever have that camera in your face. People think, this is the craziest thing of all. People think that it's so easy to play football in Dallas Cowboys land. It's a whole different animal. It's a whole different animal playing in Dallas versus any other market. And I guarantee you, if we were to have, I promise you, I kid you not, if we were to have Lamar Jackson for the first 2 years, people would have been saying like, look, get rid of him. He can't do this, he can't do that, especially under Jason Garrett administration. There's no way Lamar Jackson would have been playing the way he been playing up there in Ravens land. And I can say a little bit about that with Tyreek Hill too. Well, not Tyreek Hill, with Pat Mahomes. People would say, man, Pat Mahomes, yeah, he's a good guy, but he can't do this, he can't do that. Because we had Jason Garrett. Oh, Lord, why Jason Garrett getting all of the hate from you, man? Come on, man, it's not fair and balanced. No. I want you guys to tune in to my guy, Big Game James, and my guy, Skywalker. They had an interview earlier today talking and discussing with my guy, George Iloka. And he said that there have been times that they would have the game plan all formatted, all laser line almost, everything on the shelf, ready to go. And as soon as Sunday come in, after the first two plays, let's scrap all of that. Let's just do what we do best, basically. And I said to myself, I was in the chat because I was at work. You know, I couldn't jump in. I wish I could jump in, but I was at work. The brother got a day job, right? A career job at that, you know. Brother ain't gonna lose his job trying to, you know, jump online and these sort of things. But I was like this. I said, Big Game James. I was typing. Imagine Kellen Moore implementing his entire system for that week. They going over strategies. They going over, okay, this is how we're going to attack the Saints. This is what we're going to punch them at and leave them with the raggedy tooth. This is how we're going to take over the game. And as soon as the clock turn on, 15 minutes go by, another 10 minutes go by, and they scrap all of that stuff. They say, you know what? Nah, we're going to just do what we do best. We're going to run the rock with Ezekiel, the main man, Elliott. I understand, Tony Pollard, that you had 110 yards last week. That's okay. But we're going to do what we do best. We're going to scrap what you've been doing. We're going to scrap all of the creativity, and we're just going to try to run it with Ezekiel Elliott. And trust me, I love Ezekiel Elliott. The path of the righteous man is beset on all sides by the iniquities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil man. I love Ezekiel Elliott. But at times, it seems like we came lethargic. It seems like we didn't make any adjustment. And I know it's the past, so now we got to head towards the future. But I'm trying to let people know that the reason why we played the way we played because there was no motivation for the nation, baby. It was not. I don't care what nobody says. We know football. We know what we were seeing with our eyes. We knew for sure that, hell, you was utilizing Tony Pollard and these factors, and all of a sudden you don't give the brother a snap, and people are crying about Dak Prescott like it's his fault? Come on now. And then we'll look back and we will say to ourselves, Dak Prescott, Rain Dakota Prescott, dare I say, was lighting up the Minnesota Vikings. Go look it up. Y'all got the NFL Game Pass. Go look it up. He was lighting them up, passing the ball. They could not run, but I could just hear the noise and the echoes raining down from the sideline saying, we do what we do best. We're going to run the ball with Ezekiel, the main man, Elliott, because he had 90 yards. He had, what? No. $90 million contract. We do what we do best. We're going to run it right into the teeth of the defense. Oh, man, what coaching that is, man. Come on now. But everybody say, Y'all just trying to make him out to be the scapegoat. And I'm going to say, may my grandmother rest in peace. Not everybody lying on you. Not everybody's lying on you. We can go back, and the historical data would tell people to say this. Jason Garrett sabotaged Wade Phillips. Jason Garrett got Gary guys. This is before Dez Bryant. I encourage people to go right. Do this for me. If you don't, if you want a thumbs down, if you don't want to listen to what I have to say, that's okay. But I want you guys to do this. Go type in Dez Bryant final interview with James Slater and listen. Listen to what he was saying, and you will see there lies the answer. Or Google what Patrick Creighton had to say. Google what DeMarcus Ware had to say. Google what DeMarco Murray had to say. Not everybody's lying. Somewhere is the truth. And the truth shall set you free, right? So my thing is with Stephen Jones, we already know you gotta be discreet, Stephen Jones. I know that you are a billionaire by chance. By chance. Your father did half of the work, right? You're a billionaire by chance. And you can make hand over fist. I mean, the franchise and the organization is going to be handed to you and Charlotte and Jerry Jr., and you guys don't have to really push another pen. And I understand. You guys love the Cowboys. You guys love them, but you guys love that attention more so than anything. And all I can say is just hush sometimes. Don't let the opposition know where you're trying to go. Unless that you got a bird in your hand already and you know that the deal is already signed with the ink is about to dry. Just hush. Don't tell people your strategy. Don't tell people what player that you really have a keen eye on. I don't want to hear the situation where it's, now we just trying to put a little smoke out there so that they can be guided the wrong way. No, the Joneses people know that you guys just talk too much. Talk too much. Hush, hush, hush that mouth. Drink some Johnny Walker Blue. Hush it. Stop talking about your next game plan. Because at the end of the day, there's other teams sitting there saying, oh, they heavily on the defensive side of the ball. My tags are touching with the offensive guy. If I can just shoot it to the Cowboys one more time, and when I hit him with the gut wrench, I want to be able to twist it with the knife and move up a little bit. Don't tell the opposition what you're doing. You get in trouble with that. Keep it to yourself. Yes, I don't think McCarthy will get you there. This is from Bob, Big Time Money. What's good with your Bob Money? Y'all had one job to do, Bob Money. Your 49ers had one job to do. But shout out to you, man. Y'all made it there. Y'all made it there. But all I'm saying is that, you know, Locke said Cowboys signed Tom Brady. Oh, man, that argument there. Oh, my goodness, Locks. Let me just switch on over to David Irving, man. I don't want to keep you guys too long out here this early in the morning, right? At least I'm happy, though, Law. This is from Bob Money. Look, I got two brothers. Diehard 49ers fan. And they took it hard, man, when they lost. But it is what it is. Shout out to the 49ers for making it to the Super Bowl. But here's the thing. David Irving. He was live late 95 on his Instagram. And he was sitting there saying, hey, I've been telling you guys for the longest. We're going to get this thing going. We're going to change the NFL, plants over pills. This is something that he have been working on and some other people. And on top of that, he put his resubmissions or reinstatement papers in to get reinstated to the NFL. I don't know whether or not they're going to look at it and dismiss whatever suspensions that he had or what have you. But I will say this, Cowboy Nation, David Irving in a 3-4 or 4-3 defense, whatever defense you can put him in, he got that length. He's long. He got unbelievable strength. And I think that most of his gripes, most of his issues came from the pre-existing or the previous, that's a better word to say, the previous administrations as it relates to coaching. I think that the Dallas Cowboys still owns his rights. So with that being said, I think that he can help this team more so than hurt this team. But on the flip side, who are you going to kick off this team in order to put them in or on this team? Yeah, that's the $1 million question. And on top of that, is his commitment will be all the way there? Did he get his children or his child situation under wraps? Because we do know that he had one of those baby mama drama, whatever it may be. Is that all swept under the rug? I can't speak on it because I'm not there in their household and I don't want to go down that alleyway. But I want to know, will he be committed to the commitment? That's what we need. It's time out for us babysitting. And it's the same thing with Randy Gregory. Randy Gregory, from what I heard, shout out to Bobby Belt. Y'all check him out on Twitter. He said that Randy Gregory, since he's been in the NFL, he's more mature, although he were not playing last season and it had nothing to do with him smoking the marijuana. It's more so to do with the ideology that he's been late for whatever the pee in the cup situation or meeting up with the NFL aficionados, what have you. On top of that, since that time frame, he did had another child. I don't know about you all, but sometimes those kids can make you refocus and say to yourself, I'm looking for generational money. I'm looking to elevate and develop my child's, lifestyle beyond what I can do. And that's the best way you can do that is, of course, through knowledge and education. But another way that you can supplement that is through financially with the remunerations that he's able to get. Shout out to you, 814. It's been a long time. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. At least he can get high. This is from Locks. Now, here's the thing. Locks, the players on that interview, I want you guys to go back and watch Big Game James and my guy Skywalker talk to George Iloka. What they're looking for, the players are looking for lifetime health insurance that goes beyond 5 years. So from what I heard from them, while they was going through the discussions of that, was the fact that they only have health insurance for 5 years. And that's only after the player done made it 3 years in the NFL. And after your 5th year, after you retire or after you no longer playing in the NFL, you will have to go purchase your own health insurance. Health is a major factor. If you're healthy, you're wealthy. You can have all of the money in the world, but if you're not healthy, you're not wealthy, you see. I know Michael Jackson would love to switch places with UQ or love to switch places with anybody in this chat. Before he left this earth, he was a billionaire with a B, you see, or close to it. But he would do some major wonders to switch places with you all. So if you're healthy, you're wealthy, basically. So the players are looking for something more concrete. On top of that, in the discussions, they was talking about the fact that he was talking about the fact from his angle. Yes, the marijuana, the drug policy, and all these things will be good. They still can fine you, though, and they haven't came out with the level of fines. And on top of that, to play the extra 17 game, the older veteran players will lose money. Let me say that again. The older veteran players will lose money. The older players will lose money if they play 17 weeks. That's not going to fly. And then the revenue sharing is not 50-50. Now, in any situation, especially when you're putting your blood, sweat, and tears out there on the line, you would like for it to be 50-50. Wouldn't you? You know, let's cut this thing right down the center. But these NFL owners know how to twist this thing and get, sponsor dollars and a whole bunch of things. And another thing that they brought up to Cowboy Nation, really appreciate you all for tuning in, is this right here. They brought up the fact that the NFL got more players than any other organizations that's out there. That's why they guarantee money, and I believe that's why their health insurance cannot be guaranteed beyond 5 years, because now you're talking about every team really got 63 players. Let me repeat, every team got 63 players. 63 players, 53 being the active team roster, and then the other 10 being the actual practice squad guys. And I think, I could be wrong, I think the NFL is responsible for whatever packages of health insurance or salary, dare I say, that comes into the NFL for the coaching staff. I think that the NFL is responsible for that. So I don't know how many people that's on the staff need to have that insurance and these sort of things. On top of that, the cameraman and the photographer and the cheerleader. Well, cheerleaders get paid nothing. But you guys know what I'm coming from with that. So it's a lot. It's a lot to digest. It's a lot to go over. But I can still say this, that the NFL, collectively speaking, makes billions of dollars, and they should figure this thing out, regardless of how we look at it. They got enough chickens. Take care of your chickens, Locks. Take care of your chickens. Yes, indeed. Really appreciate you, Dwayne. All right, Cowboy Nation, I didn't talk to you guys long enough. I really appreciate you all. I'm going to say again, Stephen Jones, we love you. Jerry Wayne Jones, we love you. Charlotte, what's her last name? She's not a Jones, but she's an Anderson, right? Charlotte Anderson, is that her name? Jerry Jr., looking like the reverse flash of Jason Garrett. We all love you, you see? We love you guys, but can y'all just hush? Can we hit teams by surprise this year? I understand DallasCowboys.com. We got all of this information out there, and we love to hear from them, but sometimes as the owner or as the vice president of operation, leak it out at least to the .com guys. Don't be the people out there on the forefront knowing that now we can say, well, this is the angle. This is the pathway where they're going, you see. Yeah. Cowboy Nation, that's all the time that I have for this beautiful morning or night whenever you guys are watching. Hit that like button, share this content, let that neighbor know where to go when they want to tune in to Cowboy Sports Talk and Beyond. Thank those who donate, thank those who participate, and thank those who share. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Let's go. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. Let's go, man. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get this thing rocking and rolling. Salute. Shout out to you, Q.